The stuff I brought out today, I dug out a whole bunch of my favorite miniature knives that I've collected over the years. And I had a little video about the Spydercos. This is the Mini Mariner. This is the Mini Police. Set those aside, and those are not the smallest. I actually do have knives for ants, but let's talk about this one first. Found this at an old antique store, and what I remember reading about, this is a Korean, it's like a women's defense knife. So it's just kind of crude, but I can tell it's very old. And a lot of work went into this. I thought it was really unique. I've never seen another one like this. I thought very different. I forget the official name, but it was, like a woman's defense knife, like a sex worker or something along those lines, like a little sword. I don't know what kind of wood this is. Maybe it's ebony. It's a well-made knife. Well-made knife. Wish it was dated or signed, but oh well. Set that aside. I did do a video about these little Inox switchblades. Very nicely made, detailed little stiletto, balisong, whatever you want to call it. And let's see. Yeah, it's less than an inch. Or for you countries that have not walked on the moon, this is in millimeters. Metric system, nothing wrong with that. Set that aside. This is an old American-made knife. I think it's made in America. It's marked Scout. I've seen other ones of these. These are kind of collectible. It is marked down here. I cannot read it. It's just too small for my eyeballs. But this was actually pretty good quality. I think this is almost like a bone handle. It's a nice little pocket knife. I just keep that in my shadow box. Oh, let's get a little measurement here. Give you some scale. This is some people call it a fishtail knife. I really like the design. It reminds me of like the stiletto style. I don't know the official name of it, but I think this is just I just love this design. And it's just a nice small one. I think it's Imperial. Is that the name? I think it's an Imperial knife. It's not the smallest knife I have, but it's just a nice little pocket carry. What else we got? Yep, the Spydercos, the Mini Police, Mini Mariner. This is probably one of the most functional small knives to carry. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is actually a casting of the original G.I. Joe knife. I think my dad made this in metals class long time ago. Because he had the original G.I. Joe, and it's like where you take the sand casting and pack it down and pour aluminum, and this came out really well. Yeah, so I think if I remember that correctly, this is like the G.I. Joe knife, but it's made out of aluminum, so kind of cool. This is something really neat. I've never seen anything like this. It's like it's like some kind of charm. It's extremely detailed. It focuses for us. Come on. I do not know where this was made. It's not marked, but look at how detailed it is. It's made out of like copper. See the knight's head on that side. Yeah, very cool. If I pull this out, there is actually a little knife in there, or sword. And yeah, very well made charm, very detailed. Have no idea on the history of this guy. If anyone knows, let me know. I don't know what it could be used for. I don't know what function it would even serve. Maybe just a little desk letter opener, but I just boggles my mind that they would put that much detail into like a letter opener, something like this. So yeah, definitely cool for the collection. I like it. I like the grip. I like the handle. It's just really nice. It's like wrapped wire. Kind of emulates like a shark skin look. So yeah, really, really nice. I really like this thing. I have no idea what it would even be for, but add it to the pile. Oh, here, these are cool. These are little bitty like buck knives. Got a couple different models of them. When I lived in Germany, there was a store that had these, and I think they marked Jaguar. And the company's still in business. It's Moslin, I forget the name. You can still find these. But yeah, it's marked Jaguar. These are the old ones. These are really good quality. You can really sharpen these down. They weren't cheap. I want to say they were like 20 bucks maybe. But a very nice miniature. And they work great for like a little necklace charm. And there's a couple different models of them. So there's this, I don't know, I call it like the traditional buck. I think these three are the same, these little guys. Yep. Got a few of them here. Yeah, why buy one when you can get three for 3 times the price, huh? I don't know. There's like a fine line between collector and hoarder. I don't know where I fall. Curator. There we go. So these 3 are all like the same model. I do have one other different one that I call it like the Bowie knife. See how it has a different look to it when it's closed? Yep, see that? So this blade is a little bit fatter. And this is probably my favorite one. It just has that little bit of extra detail. So, yeah, it's well under an inch. This one is not, oh yeah, it is marked. I think it's Jaguar. This one is actually stamped, whereas these are just etched Jaguar in the blade. That'll actually like wear off. A lot of work went into them. Yeah, I'm impressed. I really do appreciate miniatures that have really good detail. That's why, as you can see, I got a little collection going. And then next are things that I've made. These are really for ants now. Legit. Refocus. Get my little pile here. These are little bitty knives that I've cut out of pattern welded Damascus, whatever you want to call it, steel. And it was actually stainless Damascus. So yeah, really cool, really tiny. I'm sure the ants would love to use some of these. I got a few different models. I kind of just made them as like, just to see if I could do it. Basically took a piece of Damascus, I cut it down, and I just only used little jeweler files to file these out. And they are sharp, I even sharpen them. Sanding them down. This one's a little different. I'll show you that one in a bit. That's a special one. See if I can get a few of these light out. And then I could put little split rings on them, so you could put like a necklace or something, you know, make a charm out of it. Probably even make earrings out of these. And they are all a little different because, like I said, I just cut all these out by hand with a file. And I used, I think it was Long Ladder Damascus pattern made by Chad Nichols, he was a big name in making that steel, selling bar stock of it online. So a whole bunch of different ones here. And as I would file, some of them, you know, the steel would just kind of shape itself, you know, depending on how much material I had to work with. I do like putting the little finger grooves on some of them. Some of them I'm not able to, just because the size, you know, just they all kind of had their own style when they came out on how much steel I had to work with, how much sanding, because they are really smooth. You know, I took like 800 grit to these to really shine them up, and then I dipped them in ferric chloride to bring out that pattern. And again, this is stainless Damascus, or pattern welded for the elitists, Forge and Fire people out there. Haven't made any for a long time, but kind of want to get into it again. It really hard on the fingers trying to file these out. And some of these, yeah, I like the ones with the finger grooves. I just think it has really nice detail. Yep, not really, you know, much function, just something fun to do. I like to be crafty that way. And let's measure one of these. Let's measure one of these just to give you some perspective. So maybe almost an inch exactly. Huh, that actually came out. Oh, and the special one I made. This is a made of Makumi Gane, which is, I think this is 3 color, so it is copper, nickel, silver, and is it brass? I don't remember the 3 materials, but I got a piece of that and cut it out. Did the same thing basically that I did with one of these. But the difference is this was a lot easier to work with. File. This is a lot softer material. And what's kind of funny is I did etch this also in ferric chloride, so it does have, you can really see that this got eaten down by the acid, but it really had a nice pattern to it. And this one's just a cool charm. I'm really proud of this one. I think this is probably one of the ones I worked on the longest. So yeah, these are some mini knives that I collect. Wanted to share. I know other people like miniatures. I love good high quality knives. It's kind of a rite of passage growing up. You know, have a nice pocket knife. The miniature knife collection for ants.